Arts initially were not that important to Sandy. Her first job in high school, the only opening was as an art teacher. So once she got into it, the type of person she is she just wanted to be better and better and better at it until finally she developed her niche.
I think Sandy used the arts to express herself and her feelings. She used her paintings to capture moments in time and express relationships. And these are things that Sandi has said about her artwork. She used a lot of symbolism, and her paintings evolved over time to express what she was dealing with or relationships she was having.
Sandi developed her art in stages. We went to the Matisse exhibit and we saw that artists start out as realistic artists where you can paint a book and it looks exactly like a book. And Sandi started out like that. But she developed her own style. As she developed that, she started doing workshops. First it was locally, then it was nationally, then it was internationally. And I think that she was very proud of the fact that her style and technique was accepted as it was.
Sandi used symbols in her paintings. Some of the symbols that she used, the crow, which is almost synonymous with Sandi's work, is her symbol for family. She puts in X's and O's for hugs and kisses. She uses letters and numbers because she's a teacher.
As an artist, Misty really encouraged myself and other students to take risks with our art rather than going with traditional work. My particular media is 3D, and for my senior concentration with Misty, I was going to do functional pottery, and Misty really encouraged me to go beyond that and to incorporate my own emotions and thoughts and feelings into my work.
Every year she just had a highlight project, and she just would bounce things off the kids and they would respond. She just had a way about getting the most out of her students, and she fondly called them my kids. And it was just as simple as that. Once they were hers, that she got what she wanted out of them.
Misty was a very special person. She always came into class well prepared, always in a good mood, and always with positive energy. And she not only encouraged her students to be the best that they could be in art, but also in life. And she set a really good positive role model for students, and she was a very good demonstration on how to live a good life.
She had a phenomenally wide impact, a positive impact on every student that came into that classroom. I had an opportunity to spend time in her classroom, and so could observe the interaction. And also once she was short a chaperone for a field trip, so I went on that with her. And without exception, every kid had a good rapport with her. She was a demanding teacher. She didn't settle for anything but what she knew the student could do the best work. She spent hours working on letters of recommendation, working with her seniors, getting them into the next level of their art education. A lot of positive feedback to the student, also encouragement to not settle for just getting the assignment done, but doing the best they could and taking it to the next level and taking risks. And I think one of her students said that she taught her to love the creating of artwork.
You know, Misty, we felt really inspired and influenced by her, but one thing that she would always tell us is that, you know, she was inspiring us, but at the same time, we were inspiring her. She would often use parts of our art in her own art. She would always ask, of course, but for example, one of the students was an excellent photographer and would go to junkyards and take photos of road junk, as Misty liked to call it. Misty loved road junk. So after some of the digital images were processed and printed, Misty fell in love with them and asked that student if she could use part of those images in her own artwork as background. So
she didn't only teach high school students, she also taught adults in the community. And she had a following who got a lot out of her classes, her critiques, and just her encouragement. Sandi was always very supportive of every art organization and not competitive with others. The more art, the better.
I think Sandi was very excited about the Taubman Museum and all of the art galleries that mushroomed up as the art museum was being built. That was extremely exciting for her because it brought the arts in closer, and you know, it just made things to where they were happening, and we were going to be a hub in Roanoke for the arts.
The inspiration for a gallery owned by artists, for artists, with the best interests of the member artists. There wouldn't be Signature 9 without Sandi. She's one of the founding members. She is still there today.
She took real pride in having the ability to exhibit her artwork and be around special friends in that organization.
Not only do we have her artwork hanging, but when we're hanging a show, Sandi was infamous for not wanting things too cluttered, too close, too much art. She wanted things less is more and spread out. And when we're in there hanging now, we're saying, Sandi wouldn't like this, or Sandi would approve. So she's still, and always will be, a very big part of Signature 9. She was always, always smiling, even in the face of the ALS, and we would go up and visit her. And you'd say, how are you, Sandi? Her response was, fabulous, always fabulous. And that's a word that, like the crow is a symbol that's synonymous with Sandi, but fabulous is a word. Every time I say it, every time I hear it, I think of Sandi. Like every time you see a crow, you think of Sandi. She was always upbeat, never met a stranger, just a fabulous artist and a very good friend.